When Onshu had flung him safely onto dry land, he'd rolled about and babbled, "The teeth of the sheep will lay the plough to rest," and then fallen quiet and still. As his predictions went, it made about as much sense as any. There were no fish caught that morning. Spluttering Thomas had scared them off. Since then, Baldy continued to give him a wide berth. If he'd set himself on fire now, Baldy would only have nodded in appreciation of the blaze from a respectful distance. "You don't follow us now," Onshu told Thomas. He knelt close, rubbed Thomas's back. "You stay here and sleep till the sun's down. Or, I don't know, count the leaves on that black alder." Thomas tilted back his head and looked at the nearest tree upside down. 2,968, he said. "Leave him already," Baldy called. Boots off, he was wading into the water, hissing at every plashing step from one big and precarious stone to another. "Christ, you," Onshu cursed. "Then count the damn bulrushes." 87. I could see more were I standing. He started to get up. "Well, you're not standing, Tom. Lie back now. Count birds flying over, count clouds, count catkins, till we come get you, and then tell me all of what you've seen, sweet boy?" He did as he was told, and stared into the sky, all but forgetting that Onshu was there. "Come on," insisted Baldy. "It's fucking cold, and I'm not going to stand here till my balls crawl up inside me." Thomas heard Onshu laughing, tug off his boots, and wade out after his friend. Plump Baldy was generous, though he would never admit it, but Thomas saw him as true as the tenderness in Onshu's heart for himself. Heard them on the far bank, then, Baldy chattering about the harvest. Their voices faded into the world where birds sang songs, no two alike, a conversation he could very nearly understand as he tracked it back and forth. And the reeds sizzled now, waving accompanied by breezes, and thoughts jittered and split and swarmed. Every moment took him off somewhere. He hardly noticed when the sounds and sensations of the whole world absorbed his brother and Baldy like soil soaking up rain. Time isolated him from before and after, cause and effect, sealed him off from human communication, from meaning. It could be sunrise one moment and night the next. Such discontinuity was just how the world was to Thomas. He was quite used to losing most of it. What was lost wasn't important, wasn't noticed. After a while, he tilted his head back again. 207 catkins, he said of a goat willow, larger than my fingers. He held up his hand to study those fingers. Dirt encrusted the broken nails. The sun was hanging to the west now. Afternoon had arrived. New shadows, different lines, angles, and slices out of the light. He placed his hand over the sun. The edges of his fingers glowed red-orange, and he smiled. A breeze blew, and the reeds hissed all around him. An alien scent rode on the breeze. It drew his attention away from admiring his glowing fingers. He recalled every smell ever, though many had no name and simply came with images, moments cut out of a dark dough and scattered. This one was new, strangely sweet, like wildflower honey. At that moment the sun went into eclipse, or had it begun to set? His hand was just his hand again, held up against darkness. He lowered it. A strange shape sat upon a beast right beside him, silhouetted black against the sun. The shape seemed to have two heads. He squinted, but that didn't help. Odd spikes festooned the figure and the horse it rode, but he saw immediately that it wasn't a horse. It had a snout too long and too sharp, though it pawed the ground as impatiently as a horse. It carried its rider out of the sun's way, and brightness flared into his eyes again, making them tear up. The air tinkled musically. The sweetness enveloped him, and the bees making it buzzed within his brain, realigning his thoughts. Two tiny things like bats dove and flitted about the silhouette. Thomas sat up, wiped at his eyes, streaking dirt across his cheek like some warrior picked preparing for battle. He was no longer staring into the sun. Peering down upon him was the most extraordinary woman he'd ever seen. She wore a green cape, the hood fallen back to reveal her resplendent red hair beneath a pointed cap. The beast